dog water was shot in the chest so that the criminals could abduct two of her French bulldogs. Thankfully, the dog walker is now recovering in hospital, and over the weekend, Lady Gaga stolen dogs were returned home.
Dog napping has become a huge issue, with puppy sales booming in lockdown. It's estimated that 10 dogs are stolen every day in the UK.
Well, 3 weeks ago, Alison McCulloch was left devastated when her beloved 9-month-old Cocker Spaniel Nancy was stolen from her garden. Despite desperately searching, Nancy hasn't been seen since.
Well, Alison joins us now to share her story. Good morning.
And someone who's also been through the pain of having their dog stolen is Debbie Matthews.
So back in 2006, Debbie launched an appeal on GMTV alongside her father, the late Sir Bruce Forsyth, after her dogs, Widget and Gizmo, were stolen from her car.
Well, thankfully, Debbie was later reunited with her dogs, but she's since dedicated her life to preventing dog theft. So good morning to both of you. Debbie, we'll come to you in just a moment, but I wanted to start with Alison first of all. So firstly, I'm so sorry. This must be all very, very fresh in your head at the moment, and I know the impact this has on your family, but just explain what happened.
I went out to go to the dentist. I left the dogs in the garden with the door open so they could go in and out. And when I came back, she was gone.
Could she have escaped?
So, no way. Every other dog would have been out if there was an escape route. The garden's very secure. She was just gone. She disappeared totally.
So she's chipped, she's got a microchip. You went to the police, what did they say?
They said it was a crime. They gave me a crime number. They're looking into it. This thing is going on a lot.
What has it done to you?
It just consumes you. Looking for her, following up leads. I've had prank phone calls, people asking for money, saying they have her. Social media. I mean, my screen time, it said, was up 90% on the previous week. So I'm just looking and looking and looking.
And so when you say you've had these suspicious calls, this is from somebody ringing up saying they have your dog and they'll leave her somewhere secure if you transfer funds into their account?
Yes.
Wow. And you don't believe those people to actually be the person that's taken them? You think that this is a scam?
Yes. The people from Dog Lost said this is a regular occurrence. So they're trying to get money out of desperate people because, you know, they know people will do anything to get their pets back.
Well, you were contacted by a member of the public who pointed out that a dog was being advertised looking like Nancy.
Yes. Basically, 3 o'clock in the morning, my phone pinged, and it was a lady saying she sent me a copy of an advert on a well-known pet selling site. Could this be your dog? It was a very poor picture, but there was a mark on the dog's nose that I thought it could be her. So my daughter-in-law sent a message saying, you know, I'm interested in buying this dog because we'd have paid the money to buy her back. Sent a few messages, nothing. So I got in touch with the selling site. The PC in charge of the case got in touch with the selling site, and he's now dealing with it.
We've got a statement from Thames Valley Police who said police are still investigating this incident where a dog was stolen in a burglary that was reported to the force on the 8th of February. We do have some lines of inquiry, but would urge anybody who believes they know the whereabouts of Nancy or believe that they may have been offered her to please make contact with Thames Valley Police, and all we can hope is that somebody comes forward for that, because I know it devastates an entire family when something like this happened. Debbie, this happened to you, and your dogs were stolen. You popped into a shop and they broke into the car and stole your dogs. Thankfully, I mean, you launched an appeal, and you say yourself you were lucky that you had the profile of your dad, who was Sir Bruce Forsyth, so to help you, and you got on the telly, and the dogs, you were reunited with those dogs. But how do you know, how did they get returned? Where did they come from?
Well, we did the live appeal on GMTV one morning, and we just had the pictures of the dogs up in front of us. And the man who bought Widget was watching. He bought Widget in a livestock market in Southall. Went and picked him up, and the following morning we did a follow-up programme to say, right, we know it was Southall, anybody local to that area to buy another Yorkshire Terrier last week, and the lady who bought Gizmo in Hayes Park was watching, and I got Gizmo back. So without my father, they were 30 miles away from where they'd been stolen, so it was unlikely I would get to poster there, because that's one of the first things you're told to do, is poster everywhere you can.
So you, I mean, from that moment and knowing how important it was for you to get these dogs back, you started the charity and you've gone on, you've dedicated, this is your work now, to help other people be reunited with their pets. It's so important right now because it's the highest levels, with 10 dogs being snatched every day in the UK. Why is this such a big problem here now?
Well, we started the Stolen Missing Pets Alliance back in 2014. I actually came on your programme when we first had our first MP Day for Dog Theft Awareness Day a couple of years ago. And what we've seen over lockdown is the increased demand for puppies and dogs. So the puppy prices have gone up to around £3,000 and £4,000 for a puppy. So they need to, all the puppy breeders need to be replenishing their breeding stock. Plus they can sell dogs on, litters of puppies. We're seeing more break-ins of kennels, 17 dogs taken in one go, 14 dogs, 7 dogs from here, 5 dogs from here. It's been relentless over the last year. It's been absolutely horrendous.
So is this organised crime, or are they opportunists?
It's a mixture of both. You still get the opportunity.
Oh,
no.
Yeah,
I'm not
she's
sure
frozen. We'll
you
try.
can-
And still the number
Hang
one.
on a second. We lost you there for a second. You froze. So could just go back a couple of seconds.
Okay, we think it's both. You get the people who still take dogs from outside shops or in cars. But we've also seen video footage of gangs of men, 6 men, breaking into a patio door to take 6 puppies. So it's a mixture of both. It's quite scary. But the number one place that dogs will be taken is from the garden and from your home. So it's really important to check your home security, your garden, as Alison was just saying about Nancy. Don't leave them in the garden unattended.
And it gets worse because, the scams are clever. There are people pretending to be animal charities and they're simply not.
Yeah, there's been reports of RSPCA. They've actually put out warnings now to people that if somebody does come to your house saying they're checking for stolen dogs and go to scan the dog, always check their ID. There's no way that an RSPCA inspector would just turn up at your door to take a dog.
And so you see these dogs are chipped. Many are chipped. Nancy's chipped. So how come those dogs aren't eventually going to be, when the new owner, once it's been sold in a market somewhere, takes it to the vet, that it's not going to be make itself clear that that's not the dog that you brought in?
Well, there were 2 issues when Widget and Gizmo was stolen. The police don't record dog theft as dog theft. My dogs were stolen from my car, so it's car theft, so it's very difficult to get the number. The other issue is that vets it's illegal to scan and check microchips with new patients. So if you walked in with my stolen dog that you thought you bought innocently, you don't know it's a stolen dog. If they don't scan and check the microchip registration, these dogs are never going to get home.
And you'd like to see tougher penalties as well, wouldn't you?
Yes, well, at the moment, as I said, our dogs are property in law. So because they're seen as second-hand goods and their value is placed at under £500, a thief will only get a £250 fine. And although DEFRA say there's a 7-year custodial sentence there isn't, because of the way the law is written.
Something needs to change, doesn't it? Thank you for coming in today and highlighting that. And Alison, I can only hope that Nancy finds her way back to you as soon as possible. There she is. If you've seen that dog, if you know the whereabouts of that dog, if you have that dog and you want to anonymously let somebody know, then get in touch. There she is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, still to come.